Welcome to C4 Sports, and I'm C4, your host. The NBA Finals are finished, and the New York Knicks are the champs. Due to an impressive performance by Jalen Brunson, he will go down as one of the greatest players of all time. Let's talk about it. Let's also talk about the upcoming NBA draft, the WNBA, and Chicago baseball. But first, what a game by the Knicks. As they've done all series, they came back from a double-digit deficit to claim the championship. And who willed them there? None other than Jalen Brunson. He did everything but sell popcorn and park cars in San Antonio. I mean, he did everything he possibly could to make sure that the Knicks came away with the trophy. Now, and for the Spurs, they should feel really, really bad. The refs tried to cheat for him. Wembanyama played dirty all through the series. Everyone on their team consistently fouled on every single play. No one saw it or called it. They did all this and they couldn't win. Damn shame. This week, the NBA draft will be held. The top prospects are Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonza, Cameron Boozer, Caleb Wilson, Keaton Wagler, and Darius Acuff. Now, these are the top prospects. In my opinion, this is the way this really should go. All right? At my number one spot, I got Acuff. He's an Iverson drone. He has unbelievable driving and scoring ability and can't be stopped or deterred. Number two spot, I have Caleb Wilson. He has no real ceiling or no real floor. He is in full control of his destiny. He can be as good or as bad as what he chooses to be. My number three pick is AJ DeBonza. He's a skilled player, but he's not elite. He plays as though he is an elite player. He has some of the moves and characteristics, but he doesn't necessarily possess the game. He needs to define his game a little better and figure out the things that he's really good at and create from there. Number four, I have Cameron Boozer. He plays like his dad. He's really, really tough. He's not a game changer. He's not game planned for on the NBA level, that is, but he will help a good team become great. He's the kind of player that a good team should give up a couple of draft picks and maybe a trade for to get him on your squad because he makes you go from good to great. Number five, I have Darren Peterson. Now, he's a good scorer. I have no idea how he will react to the NBA contact. Even though the NBA game continues to get softer, I don't know how necessarily he'll react to NBA contact. This is a lot for him. I see him more of being like a Reggie Miller, coming off of screens and picks in order to get open, wide open shots. Next on my list, I have Keaton Wagler. Now, he should have stayed another year. He's not strong enough, or his shot is not efficient enough for the NBA level yet. But he's a good playmaker. He's not afraid to take the last shot, and he's one of my favorite players in all of college basketball. Now, there are some other players that will be drafted, and I don't necessarily have them on my list. And it's either because I've only saw them a few times, or I didn't get a chance to really analyze their game. Basketball is different than football. Measurements mean absolutely nothing. On the floor means everything. And so these are some players that I saw during the course of the season that I think should be pretty high draft picks just off of what I saw. Okay? Rutgers, Okabale. He's a good rebounder. Block shots, he's strong, and he's a fierce defender. So he's a man that you can kind of have control the middle of the paint. Oklahoma, the Stover. He has a heart of a lion. He is tough. He's a playmaker and he's a shot maker. Iowa State's Milan Milosevic. He is a double plus shooter. He's a double plus shooter. Wisconsin's Blackwell. He is a floor general. He controls the game, the flow, and everything else for the team. He's a playmaker, and he will take over at times when he needs to. Vanderbilt, the Tanner kid. He needs another year like Wagler. He needs to get a little stronger, but he has tremendous playmaking ability. The kid can make plays. I'm just worried about him being strong enough in the context of making those plays, whereas he doesn't become a turnover machine. Kentucky's Oweh. To me, he's a primetime player, and he's a playmaker. People may, pick at his game here and there, but I like him. Duke's Isaiah Evans. Now, I hate Duke. I don't think hate is really a strong enough word for how I feel about Duke. It's UNC all day, baby. You understand? And so now that you understand that, you have to understand what it took for me to put 2 Duke players on this list. But don't worry about it. I got 2 Tar Heels on the list too, baby. But this young man, Isaiah Evans, he's a fearless driver and he can make his own shot. This is something that is NBA caliber. The Houston Cougars, they have the Kingston Flemings. Now, he absorbed a lot of pressure, and that kid performed. He needs more seasoning in how to create his own shot and how to be able to force the action. He's not a complete just, hey, I'm going to take over. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make that happen. Everything else has to break apart for him to decide, like, hey, okay, this is when I take over. Tennessee's Amen. Now, he's a good all-around player. He also needs to get a little stronger. He's not afraid, but he's not always forceful. And I don't necessarily see him as a leader of men. The game comes to him. He does not control the floor. He doesn't tell players or his teammates about getting in the right position, what he expects from them, what he wants from them. When I go here, I need you to do this. When I get you the ball there, stop thinking, just shoot the ball. He's not that type of player. For Michigan, the Mara kid. Now, he's the only player on that team that is worth the first round pick. I know they won the championship, but Mara is the only kid on that team that is worth the first round pick to me. He's big, he can move, he's a good defender, he's not a polished scorer, but he can score in the paint. Alabama's Phelan. Now, he's a good player. He may take too many bad shots, like he's trying to prove something, and sometimes he plays out of control. But I do like the kid because he's not afraid. Iowa, Sturts. Sturts is already a professional. Let's keep it real. I mean, he's been in Iowa how many years? I don't know. Seems like he's been there for about 7 years to me. But he knows how to play. He's a big shot maker. He's kind of like a John Paxson-ish type of player. He should have a pretty long NBA career if he's drafted or put onto a team. He'll surprise you about how long his career lasts. He's just a professional. And for UNC, Henry Vessar. I know you expected somebody else. But no, I've been checking out Vessar since he played in Arizona. He learned to play and get his confidence when he played with Caleb Love. When they both played at Arizona, he's a versatile big man. He's not necessarily the banger. He's more of a refined Kevin McHale with range type of guy. Now, he's not as vicious as McHale on the defensive end, but then how many people are? But he's a good defender, and he can talk to be a better defender. He's kind of just learning or getting into himself about what he actually can do. So I would call him a decent defender. Now, there are a lot of good players that either I didn't see or didn't see them enough for them to be on my list, or maybe they didn't impress me enough when I saw them to make my list. But I do have a couple of HBCU players that I did see that did catch my eye, and they're both from Prairie View. Prairie View's Dante Horn. He has a great mid-range shot. A great mid-range shot. I think he plays better once you take the reins off of him and allows him to just play. Say, hey, it's on you. Make it happen. Make it happen. I think he plays better that way. And Prairie View's Lance Williams, who is a great ball handler. He's also a great playmaker and a hustler. He dives on the floor for loose balls and everything else. But that pretty much rounds out what I see in this NBA draft and the top players that I see and how I see them. Now let's talk about the WNBA. Now, my player of the week is Olivia Miles from the Minnesota Lynx. I saw her play the Las Vegas Aces, and she was way, way, way too impressive. That young lady is something else. She has no fear. She looks forward to making plays at the end of the game, and just overall, just very, very impressive. The game did not get too big for her. For my best team, it's kind of hard to say. I haven't seen a lot of the different teams play, like at the New York Liberty or the Golden State Valkyries. I haven't seen them play more than once for the most part. But the team that I would prematurely say is the best team would be Las Vegas. The experience on that squad is something to contend with. Now, I know their scoring is top heavy with Asia Wilson, but with her experience and Chelsea Gray's playmaking ability, they are a formidable match. And then they mix a little youth in there too with some young ladies that can really play. On another note, I watched the Sky play a game, and they blew a 15-point lead, second half lead, to the Dallas Wings. The coach must be fired. I know you're a brother, and brother, I love you. I love you. I love you some more. But evidently, you don't know what you're doing. I love you, but you have no idea what you're doing. Okay? You don't lose a 15-point lead with Cardoso in the paint and Skylar Diggins making the plays, man. Okay? Everyone knows that when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, you force your opponent into the penalty and you shoot free throws on your way out. The coach allowed them to continuously have Cardoso doing screens at the top of the key instead of allowing her to get post position down low. She had a little foul trouble early in the game, but that lady still had 26 points and 9 rebounds. I expect a few more rebounds out you, baby. But you were supposed to ride that horse right out the stadium with the victory in hand, baby. Well, it's football season. Well, not just quite. But it is baseball season. And in Chicago baseball, the Cubs are treading water. While the White Sox can't necessarily get their newfound dominance under control. The Sox just beat the Braves and the Dodgers in the series, but lost the series to the Yankees without the Judge playing. Plus, they just lost the series against their division rivals, the Detroit Tigers, who are under 500. We can't do that. You can't beat the Dodgers, then lose to the Tigers. You got a series coming up against the Guardians. You got a series after that against Kansas City. You got a series right after that against the Orioles. This is your chance now, Sox, to take control of the division in which you play in. Now the Cubs they're treading water, but they're beating some of the worst teams in baseball. The Rockies, the Giants, and the Blue Jays are under 500 too. So right now, both teams are kind of so-so. Let's see what they look like when football season kicks up real good. That's when we'll know something. Right now, we pretty much don't know anything about them. We just know they're both playing half decent. Half decent. That means they're playing half bad at the same time, too. Well, that takes us to the end of the show. And remember to not just like this show, but to leave your comments so that I can mention you in future shows, giving you the pub that you deserve. C4 Sports, where we blow up together.